just leaving the gym. Oh, let me put that on here. Get to sharing. Get to sharing. Let me get to sharing.
Yeah, I'll hit my 3 spots.
And we are live. Family, sorry about that. That was me today being a little late. How the family doing this morning? Let me get this thing shared out. Let me get it shared out. I got to get used to doing this thing at nighttime. Oh, shit. I got to get used to doing this thing at nighttime. Good morning, family. What's up, Cassandra Scott? Oh, hold up. Let me reset my end over here.
You already broke it?
Huh?
You already broke it.
I got to reset my side over here. Let me.
Yep, he did done broke it. It's cool. He'll be back in a minute. Let me go ahead and get my 3 shares out of the way because I only got 3 places I can really go to share a show. How's everyone doing today? Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back.
I'm back, family. Jazzy Melody, how y'all doing? I ain't going shooting at my 7th warden. How you doing, T? Shantae Rollins in the building. Meet Freaks, what you do? Y'all know I wasn't gonna leave y'all hanging. Let me get this together though. Got to get my share game on, as y'all can see. I'm coming from there. Oh, I left that on there.
Always
Dave is in the building. Sean Sims, how y'all doing, beloved people? Miss Nixon Terry, that is. Let me share to my people. You know, my little 2 people I'm finna share to.
That's not my coffee. That's yesterday's coffee. Here's my coffee.
To my 2 people.
Man, I can only share it to 3 groups. I have really no one.
Hey, listen, when they come, they'll come. Karma Lewis, how you doing? How you doing, Karma? And my Gaddis clan, Pastor Nicholas J. Gaddis in the building. How y'all doing today? You know, there you go. They'll come see you when they want to see you, Trevor. You got to give them, you got to entertain them.
Yeah. Sorry, my brain's a little frazzled at the moment. Ugh.
You got to entertain them. See, that's the problem. You got to entertain them. I'm finna be right with y'all, family.
Yeah,
how y'all doing this morning? I see we in our title today show cancel culture. That's what I'm on right now.
I actually ran across a streamer, horribly terrified of that last night because he was using a picture of LeBron instead of himself. He's like, man, I don't want to get canceled. I'm like, shit.
Who?
Just some random streamer on Twitch.
Oh, just streaming. No, I mean we in cancel culture right now. And I've been watching and I was like, damn, like
what do you mean right now? We've been in cancel culture.
I mean, yeah, but this one
but
it's a little different right now. It feels a little different. Marcus Fielder, how you doing this morning? It do feel a little different. In my opinion, like, you know, how you might say it feel to you, I'm just telling you how it feel to me.
What I'm saying is for the past 5-10 years, people can go back 10-15 years into your social media history, see one little mistake you made, or at a time when you were at your lowest and just hating on everyone or saying some random horrible shit, and then decide to fuck up your career today. We've seen it happen with multimillionaires. We've seen it happen with entertainment celebrities. We've seen it happen with business owners. It's been cancel culture.
It seems a little different though now. Like you can't get on here and say nothing. I'm talking about like, listen, let's not act like things ain't been being said. But it's just like now, because I'm tripping Jimmy Kimmel off the air. Much as I didn't watch him, let me be honest. I mean, I get it. I mean, so it just to me, it just seemed like, and they didn't have other people that's been on the air longer. Like I said, I remember Chris Matthews on what he said. I didn't understand how he got knocked off MSNBC. You know what I'm saying? And all he just said was something. I'm like, are we that sensitive? You know
I've watched. I've watched promising military careers go down because someone said something to the wrong person at the wrong time. Happened to be either political or, what may have you. And a man who was on a fast track to become a general suddenly ends out on the street without a fucking retirement. So, I mean, just because it's happening now, it's been happening. Now it seems a little bit more focused one way now than it was the other. The other,
Yeah, now
because
I'm
my
with you. That's
side's been catching cancel culture for a long while. I don't. No.
what's up, Concrete Jungle. I do it, and it's a real doctor in the building, Dr. Tom Padroni. How you doing? I mean, it's to each their own. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I'm just telling you, I just seen certain stuff that how people just being it's a lot of cancel. You know what I'm saying. Then I'm looking at, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been watching that because don't get it twisted with the people saying far as the Senate. And I agree with you, Mr. Thomas. I mean, yeah, if you racists should be canceled. You know what I'm saying? I do feel on that one. But for you do but this what I do look at. You supposed to have freedom. Is it really truly freedom of speech? That's the question that I
Oh
want.
no, as everyone kept on saying when Kirk caught that bullet to the throat, you can have freedom of speech, not freedom from consequences.
Yeah,
Nah,
I'm
keep
saying
that same fucking energy.
it's the same freedom of speech. No, I mean, because we can cut the crap. Because we can say the same thing about George Floyd. Because we still have people come up here say, "Oh no, he died because he had this on here." Let's be honest.
And keep that
I
same
remember,
energy.
yeah, yeah. I
They
remember
can be
Imus in
canceled
the
too.
morning when they did that. To, what was his name? Damn,
Like,
my Cookie Williams. When Imus in the morning, see, people forgot that Imus in the morning was shit. He was over the edge. What's good morning, Tasha Lynn? You know what I'm
and too many
saying? I'm
people
just
don't understand what freedom of speech is. Freedom of speech doesn't mean go out into the middle of anywhere or into the public sphere and say what you want and not get any consequences on you. Freedom of speech is specifically a freedom to interact with your government, say what you wish about your government, and not have a government reprisal such as jail time.
so really it's not freedom of speech then.
No, it is freedom of speech, freedom from the government throwing your ass in jail for your speech.
So it's not freedom of speech then when they say you supposed to say anything, you can say anything you want to say. So it's not freedom of speech then.
I mean,
I mean, how they
just
how
because
they
you can
push
say
it.
it, just because
Yeah.
you can say it doesn't mean that there's no consequences. That's what I've been hearing for the past 2 weeks straight.
But I'm looking at we done seen plenty of rhetoric that been said. You know what I'm saying? It's been plenty of rhetoric. I'm still tripping off though how the head of the FCC got in. You know what I'm saying with the Jimmy Kimmel. Like I'm saying, whatever what he did. Like I said, I don't watch it, but when you can. But listen, this ain't nothing new. First of all, let's quit acting like Trump is the first president and I didn't vote for him. Let me be honest with that. Trump is not the
Oh,
first
here, let me go
president.
ahead and throw that up for
No,
you.
you ain't got to throw that up. What's up on there is cool right there. Trump wasn't the first president. Trump, anytime you get people in power, this is what happened. This ain't anybody. You know what I'm saying? They go at their political foes or whatever. This is no different than we see this mayor in this city that I'm in right now. When people in power, when it's their turn, this is what happened. Only thing what I don't like about it, and I'm gonna say this right here, when it came to the Colin Kaepernick, I remember the NFL did saying I'm really not. They don't mix politics with football. I know you remember that, right?
Politics and football.
Yeah, I remember the owners didn't want that going down when Colin
Kaepernick.
Kaepernick took a knee, right?
Yep.
They show mixing politics with football right now, but that's why I tell people when you don't own it, when you don't own it, when you're not the owner of it, this is what can happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Only the people who got to work for these big companies getting really canceled. Let's be honest. When you own it, you can't really be canceled when it's yours. You know what I'm saying? And I do understand that. Like I said, it was a tragedy to what happened. But I'm just saying what this should tell people, and let's don't get it twisted. When Joy Reid, when she lost her, when MSNBC got rid of her, I wasn't mad. I just look at it like this: her time had came. What you thought you was gonna be able to just keep coming on spewing your hate, or taking your digs, and there wasn't no consequences to it.
I mean, what's like you said, this ain't no new thing. I remember an entire half the country being called fucking deplorable. Let's not forget about that.
You say what?
I remember an entire half of the country being called deplorable. As in, these deplorables. Or every time now, at least today, I express a right-wing view on any social media, I'm called a fucking Nazi.
I mean, you supposed to have, you know what I'm saying? That's what I was
No,
saying. Hold on, you just
it's
cut
their
me
freedom of
off.
speech to call me a Nazi, right? Like,
That's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm saying. Even they have, even let's be honest, people got if you have freedom of speech, both sides get called different things too. Let's don't like we done seen rhetoric from both sides. It just ain't no one side. This side just said it this. That's what I'm saying. If it's freedom of speech, everybody supposed to be, even you, how your view is supposed to, if this your view, that's your view. That don't mean I gotta agree with it. That's the only thing where I get like, listen, I'm not agreeing with. If that's your view, that's your view. Just like you're not going to agree with my view. Everything, my views is not going to be your views. You
I'm
know.
just saying, like, because there is a certain rhetoric that goes around with being called a Nazi or a fascist, which, there's an entire group of people. Whether Trump did the right thing calling him fucking terrorist or not yesterday or day before, whichever, is off the table here. But when you were calling an entire half the country fascist or Nazis, what is the connotation of a Nazi? I mean, hell, for what, 5, 6 years in the 1940s, we were going around the world literally killing them. It's a way of dehumanizing someone. Right? So when someone calls me that, they are literally saying it's okay to kill me.
Well, I mean, so you saying that's what they'll call you for your I mean, for what you saying you're being a conservative. I mean, what, being a conservative?
Expressing conservative views. Anything right of center, you get that. Hell, literally right now, go make a Reddit account, brand new, go on to any, say r/politics, r/news, and say that you voted for Trump. Hell, let them know your skin color. You're not only going to get called a fascist, a Nazi, neo-Nazi, you're also going to get called every single racial slur under the sun.
Well, that sounds like what blacks been going through. Yeah, but we've been going through that, through the whole thing. We didn't have people who come on, like you just said, when one guy got canceled from a sports reporter. Remember, he said, look at that end run.
Yep.
So
do we call it canceled when it is in the 60s or 70s? Or do we just say he got the shit canning that he fucking deserved?
So was it all right for him to say what he had said?
No, hell no.
I mean, so basically what you're saying, he shouldn't have been canceled for that?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying he got the shit canning he rightfully deserved. He got fired. Right?
I mean, I'm like I said, and I feel like, but it's still who, to me, is like, we didn't have so many people you can find on both sides.
God, who was that guy that said that?
But okay, we'll look at it like this. We'll go to this one then. Let me go to this one.
No, you just got my brain working because now I'm upset that I don't know the name, even though I used him as a reference.
I'm gonna say this, but then how you feel about, okay, what about the January 6th thing then? Should them people been able to get out of jail, or should they have did their time?
Dude, that one goes into some shit. Because cops were opening those damn doors for him.
No, but I'm saying still, if the cops was, let's say the cops was doing that.
If the cops were, then it's entrapment. No, they shouldn't have been in there.
So they shouldn't have went to jail, right? But we know this. If Black Lives, just say a black organization would have did that, then they would have went to jail. I mean, do you think they would have went to jail? Storming the Capitol? Because that's basically, regardless how we look at it. I'm just saying, if that was, let's just say that was the because I know most people they more familiar with Black Lives Matter. Let's just say they came up there and did that. Do you think they would have been treated with the same respect as we seen the January 6th?
I don't know. I know you're looking for no, but I can't give you
no. I'm not looking for no. I'm just looking for an answer.
Like, I don't know, honestly. I can tell you that other incidents of the sort, maybe not Congress, but of the sort, have happened, and there were no arrests made.
Well, Black Storm. I mean,
Not
Storm.
blacks.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I'm having to go a political spectrum here,
Yeah. No, I'm not. Like this, just a simple
because if I
suggestion.
were just to go with black people, like,
We
I
know
can't imagine it.
we know what it happened because I mean, why, you know what? Because we can go look at the Black Panther Party. Like it's different things that we can go show. We can go look at Philadelphia Move 1985 when, but that was up under a black mayor though. But they dropped. You know what I'm saying? We can show instances throughout history, like, and that's why you see how some people be like, damn, how did was able to get out? You know what I'm saying? You can see why it happens. The other part of the country would be like, look, you'll lock other people up. They would have stayed up in there. But he the president, he got the right to do what he want to do.
I
That's what
mean,
I'm just saying. I mean, it's just the system.
so move is one thing, and mind you, this is on a different scale. But what about Waco? They burned those kids alive, children. How about Ruby Ridge? They shot a man's wife, his son, his other son, right in front of him after entrapping him. And they kept him surrounded for what, 4 or 5 days? Just one man. And that's because they entrapped him into sawing off some shotgun barrels.
Do you know and move them was kids too that died in
Mm-hmm.
that? Okay. Do you know we can go if we go through that, we can go through a whole list. Like I said, I have brought a book on Without Sanctuary, just show you the lynchings in America. You know what I'm saying? So you can show this was going on. We like just going if we that's why I said I didn't even go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. 1921. Them was kids, babies, just for what? But that's the point that you know what I'm saying. Like with this fire on this cancel culture, like I'm saying, if we really gonna have freedom of speech? Because like right now, and if I'm not mistaken, Charlie Kirk was for freedom of speech, right? If
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mistaken, for you can say. So I mean, what's the purpose of silencing it now?
Well, didn't you and I, was it yesterday or the day before, we were
Probably the
talking
day
about,
before.
we did not talk yesterday morning?
It was the day before when we had that conversation about
Oh, where you had a white guy walk into your gym and say, if one more, I don't know if it was black person or liberal.
he never said he wouldn't. He didn't say no black person.
Okay,
I
liberal.
said, yeah,
And he was thinking violence, right?
yeah.
That's a lot of people right now.
But that's
Like,
the point. But
no, let me
go ahead,
put it
go
to
ahead.
you like this. The the only reason I can think of that they are taking people off the air for making certain comments of such with Charlie Kirk is because there are a lot of people right now that are very angry, that are very heavily armed. Dude, I've been saying for years that this country's going to the Civil War for God, since you and I have known each other, we've talked about it. And I don't see it getting any better anytime soon. I see it just getting worse year after year. There's a lot of reasons I'm out here in the woods. One of them is because I don't want to be anywhere near a city if something kicks off. City fighting is downright dirty. I want to be nowhere near it.
And you know what? But this the thing though, Trevor. And I'm with. Good morning too, cousin Maria Carter. This is like, but Charlie. I mean, not Charlie. Jimmy Kimmel got let go because he just highlighted the stuff that Charlie Kirk was saying. These people are getting silenced for showing what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? Not this was they was getting hyped. A lot of these people is going back showing the stuff that he was saying. Because remember, we had a conversation. Remember, he was like, I don't just listen to sound bites.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you said that, but I'm saying if you go
I
back
said
and
that.
look, yeah, some of the stuff that he was saying. These people getting let go from. But my thing is, and you know what I'm saying? I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Times are high. You know what I'm saying? Times are high, but you know what I'm saying? What my thing was, what was this energy at when them two Congress people in Minnesota got unalived? Oh, I think it was one and her husband, and the other one survived, right? If I'm not mistaken. It was one couple got unalived, and the other ones I think they still in recovery, if I'm not mistaken. Where was the outcry from that at? Where's
I
the
mean,
outcry from the school shooting that happened the same day in Colorado?
you and I covered that.
Yeah, but I'm
That
just
one
saying. But
was, if you're talking about coverage on the news, it's
oh, okay,
because,
her husband in the dark. Thank you, Maria Carter.
anyway, if
Yeah.
it's outcry on the news, I told you it's profits. That's profit driven, which
Oh,
makes better headlines for news agencies to grab. Man shot for whatever rhetoric he may have, and they're going to call it a political assassination, whether you agree with it or not, or a school shooting with only 2 casualties. And mind you, I'm saying only in the most thankful of terms, at least according to my last reading, 2 casualties,
mhm.
which is going to have the greater headlines, which is going to sell more
But
newspapers, which is going to get more clicks, which is going to get more views on YouTube.
but then once again, no, the mainstream media, because YouTube is where you're gonna get them other stories at. But that's the select, and I get what people say. I'm
Oh
looking
yeah,
at the chat. It's selective
ABC
outrage. But
ABC is trying to break onto the YouTube. That's where they're making most of their money right now. ABC, CNN,
but
not
you
even
really,
from live views. That's why I'm saying, like, on those platforms, that's why they're going harder with one than the other, because it makes them more money.
but okay, I'm looking. I'm reading the chat. But it is like it's making people pick sides right now. Cause like I say, you can go through and pick out. Like I'm being honest with you right now. When I listen to Bill Maher, I used to grow up. I used to watch Bill Maher. Now I look at him kind of different. Like damn, like his views is really rough. I'm
Bill
looking at some
Maher's
of his views,
coming.
but
He's turning more and more conservative lately. Like, every once in a while, I'll listen to him and I'll be like, he's just about got it, and then he'll take that turn again. I'm like, nope, it's back to being Bill fucking Maher.
I mean, just me. I listen. That's what I'm saying. It's selective.
Just me. That was Arizona. She was shot in Phoenix. She was a really nice lady. I met her, a sweet woman. Um, but we can also roll backwards, and on the same side of the political spectrum, why weren't so many people as upset when Pelosi's husband got hammered? Literally got a hammer to the skull. Granted, it wasn't politically motivated. Who knows what it is motivated over? But no one was crying out as loud as they are for anything now. And she was the third most powerful person in the country. She was the third in command of the country. If president and vice president dropped dead, you would have President Nancy Pelosi.
and she's saying right at
Let
the
that
house.
sink in.
But I'm
But
saying, but that's what I'm saying. But who run the? To me, it's like the media picking and choosing what they want to do. And that's why YouTube is taking off. You know what
mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I just like to get both sides for the point of views when they be. But I get it. You saying conservatives feel like, but that's where we go. Don't you know when the things that we be hearing said about us is downright diabolical through sports and everything. It ain't nothing new. We just had one. Let me give you an example. What was the young lady, the tennis player? She and when the one lady came was pointing in her face.
You're gonna have to give me more than
I
that.
can't think of her name. I can't think of the name of the tennis player. What's been going on?
Let me see. Tennis controversy, or female tennis player controversy.
No, you right. Right is right and wrong is wrong. It's not red or blue or conservative. No, this is what this really is. This is down to you
Um,
got conservative and liberals.
Jelena
I can't.
Ostapenko,
Yeah, good morning, Michael Cooling. What was the other
toward Miss Taylor Townsend in the U.S.
yeah,
Open match.
right. When she got mad because she lost and was telling her, that's what I'm just saying. But the
Man,
media didn't look at it like that. They didn't want to point that out there like
can
how
we
I
take
can't
a
say her name.
half second
Go ahead.
side quest here and
Go ahead.
just ask why the fuck tennis players get so worked up?
Dude, we can go back to
No,
what was
it's
the
fucking
man name?
tennis. No
Not
one
Mac.
cares about tennis.
Shit. If they didn't care about it, they wouldn't be making money. I can't think. What's my man name? Used to have a little fro back in the day. He used to be out there cussing and everything. Not Jim McEnroe, but he ended up being a commentator. He used to cut up. What's the other one?
Was he
John
tennis?
Daly.
The one that
Yeah,
would smash his rackets?
yeah, and be cussing and stuff. I can't think of
Yeah.
his name.
I think he was the most exciting thing to happen to tennis ever until was it the Williams sisters who came through and they
No,
actually
and they
shined that
caught
tennis
hell.
could be sexy?
They caught hell coming through tennis.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, they caught
That
hell.
is a
Yeah,
Wimbledon
McEnroe.
sort of thing.
Yeah, McEnroe. But see, he didn't lose no endorsement deal for some of the stuff that he did. This what I be coming from. And I get what Mr. Thomas saying. He said, ask why people are racist. You know what I'm saying? Like we just saw what happened to and we was talking about this me and a couple you were well, this was all on the news, like what happened to Shador Sanders, how he got dropped down in the draft. He went all the way down because of his father. You got some NFL execs would well, not all. NFL execs was coming out. They did, you know how they be doing off the record. They be want to be anonymous
Mm-hmm.
and was saying they was told not to draft Shador Sanders. That's collusion. That's because what his father didn't want. Dion was like, we not gonna do the agent. Then soon as they let they went and picked the agent, then they get hired. Man, they messed. I ain't gonna say they messed him up, but they cut that brother out for making down there at least 30. At least they knocked off 20 million to put him down what I think he went fifth round or something. What I say, when you don't own it, this is the things you have to deal with. When you don't own it. I'm not saying what's been going on before, but it is like it's selective. Don't get me wrong, Trump. But this is what happened when you win. People come back and take over. They come back with a vengeance. Thank you, cousin, with this $10 super chat. She said the president has caused more damage to this country in 9 months history. Throughout our history, we have to show love toward one another and delete the hate. It benefits no one as we can see. I mean, yeah, it don't make it no better, but like I said, it don't make it no better. And thank you again, cuz, for the $10 super chat. But when we at a standstill like this, because like I said, what happened? Because we ain't heard nobody speak on this. Don't get me wrong, what happened out there? But why did 7 black colleges had to shut down? Why did they get death threats? Remember, we had this conversation the other morning. Remember, I
Mm-hmm.
said, why did the 7 black colleges get death threats? Where did that come from?
I don't know.
No, I mean, just like how you say, if you come out saying something, you're going to get labeled as this. Why did the 7 black colleges come up on? They had to close down and get death threats. Then in Mississippi and Cleveland, you got the sheriff, allegedly, because my Mississippi people going to have to tap in and fill me in on that. Young brother get hung. They say it wasn't no foul play, trying to make it out. And both his arms was broke. But he get hung on a black campus. Like, I mean, come on now. Like, really? What, like, we finna in 2025, but you got the sheriff saying it was, come on now. That's what I'm saying. What, now do you understand why I'm saying it feel a little different?
Like I said, man, I don't know. I can't explain that one.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Had nothing to do with it. Had nothing to do with what happened, but 7 black colleges. Why they ain't cancel that? Why they ain't doing no cancel culture on that?
Who would you cancel?
I
You'd
mean,
have to
you got a
figure out
sheriff.
who made the death threats.
Let's go with this then. What about a sheriff saying that wasn't no foul play? What happened to the brother that got hung down in Mississippi? Both his arms was broke and he hang himself and come out and say it ain't no foul play.
I mean, that seems like it would be on the people of the area to start calling it out.
That's
I
what
mean, it doesn't get big until people start calling it out, right?
I mean, but the national news, they just now picking it up. But let's see how much
National news isn't like we've talked about before. It's fucking money based, dude. If you just go off of every incident that you try to that hell, you and I would want to report on the national news level, they would have no time left for anything else. They have to go with what they think is going to catch the most headlines. So now they're starting to pick it up. Why? Because they're seeing it trending online. The internet's one of the biggest pushers
I
and
mean,
movers.
but still, it'll be stuff that'll get overlooked. You can go look at the brother down in Atlanta, but it's been long. It's been some years. I think probably 10 years or 4. I'm not for sure. I might be wrong. Kendrick was bound up in a mat in the gym mat. When they get him, ain't nobody went to jail for that. They opened him up. All his internal organs gone. All you see when they had the footage out there, you see now this how rough this was. You see the footage, you see him walking into school, and that's it. And the footage come off. Somehow that camera, the rest of the footage missing. Ain't nobody went to jail for that. And that got national news, but it's still ain't nobody went to jail for that. Like he just killed himself, wrapped himself up in the mat, and then took his organs out on the inside and stuffed it back in with books. I'm just saying,
Valdosta, Georgia.
yeah, facts. It was the Kendrick Johnson case. Like I said, that you know what I'm saying. We can go sit up here. This what when we be saying blacks fires when you like you say how the conservatives you can't say this. This what we go through, and we just have to take it. When you got, you know what I'm saying. They can't find nobody that did this. Did nobody go to jail from footage of a tape being cut off? And this in the school. Did nobody go to jail for none of that? And this what we had like 10 or maybe 10 years if I'm mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But we just supposed to eat this stuff and take it as face value. You know, that's when we be saying it's the selective, you know what I'm saying? Because that should have been a national outcry. That's all people just saying. I get it, but when you don't have, you know what I'm saying? And it's like what I'm saying, you can say so much. We can get on here and say the N-word. Now let's be honest. We can get on here and say the N-word, YouTube ain't gonna get mad and say nothing. But if we said
That
something about, I'm telling you, I done seen it. People can get on here and say the N-word. I'm talking about bigger platforms,
there
way
you go.
big ones. I'm seeing them on YouTube. You can get away with that. And not
Yeah,
people
if you
just
bring
like
them,
me and you.
yeah, there we go. That one. Okay, so continue on. Sorry,
Yeah.
that one moment right there, I was like, no, no, we cannot. We
No, I'm
don't
just
make the
saying, yeah.
millions.
Yeah, but I done seen. No, I'm just saying some who might just have like 5 or 6 thousand on their shows. Now let's don't act like we ain't got no conservatives out here that be talking it just like liberals. Don't get it twisted. I'm watching one right now. I'm just seeing that came up, and I look at some of the conversations. You know, you hear me going here talking about the Democrats all the time. They eat their own. They not
Oh
gonna
yeah,
get nobody that's gonna go against the system. And I'll show you. I'll give you another example. When I was talking about the Breakfast Club interview, right? When
yeah.
Charlemagne, when they had Dame
All
Dash
right.
on there, right?
Okay, the Dash. Got you. I was about
Yeah,
to say, was it
yeah.
Dash or was it Whitmer?
No, Dame Dash, right?
Okay, go ahead.
But you see how they went and fact checked Dame Dash, right? Good morning, Sherry Allen. They never went back and fact checked Gretchen Whitmer on what she said. Never
Mm.
went back and fact checked Gretchen Whitmer.
I do have a theory on that one.
I'm listening.
It was an election year.
She's not. She no. This was last year when she did this. I mean, earlier this year, she wasn't being. She couldn't run no more.
It wasn't 25. It was in 24, I
When they
believe.
brought her on,
And
it was for the president election during that time
uh
frame.
huh.
She
Yeah,
wasn't
she
running.
wasn't running,
Yeah.
but she reflects her party. She's the one of the next big names to run for president. You've got
Okay.
her, Newsom, and
Gotcha.
so if she says something and she gets fact checked live on air, it's going to hurt the party.
No, 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 no. They didn't no, they didn't fact check Dame. They did it like yesterday. Dame did the interview the day before. They came out yesterday with the fact checking. Okay, we'll
If
go.
if she gets fact checked, what I'm
Yeah.
saying
I
is
get
that
what
it
you're
hurts the
saying.
party, and
Yeah,
they
no, I get what you're saying. I ain't gonna even use her. What about Ben Shapiro?
fuck that little fucker.
But they didn't but Charlemagne them didn't go back and fact check him. Because Dame put it out there yesterday when he was like, y'all will go back and fact check me, but y'all didn't go back and fact check nobody. You didn't go fact, you didn't, fact go back and fact check Ben Shapiro. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, wow. And you know what I'm saying? But it's the selective politicking. I get it. Certain people, like you say, they know election season coming up next year. The Breakfast Club. The Democratic Party love going to the Breakfast Club. Don't you know they getting money? Just like the Republican Party. Don't you know they gonna go to radio stations that's leaning toward them, and they
Mhm.
gonna pay their people? Yeah, both
Yeah,
sides do it.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like, why? Well, you're going to catch a few Democrats come to a Republican
New one,
uh,
good morning.
network. You're going to catch a few Republicans go to a Democrat network. But for the most part, they want to stay where they're safe. Because if they're put in too much of a situation and they get that wrong sound clip, the entire election's gone. And
Yeah,
it doesn't just hurt them, it hurts the party. And if it hurts the party, it's going to hurt several other races around them.
but but this where the BS come in at. But then the ones the party against that's in their party, because listen, they was coming at like when we say the Democrats eat their own just like the Republicans. But see the difference with the Republicans, I do respect them when they do have they little small segment that be going against them like the Tea Party. They be
It's gone
pressing.
quickly.
No, but they was pressing. But you see how they got what was my man that was leading the Republican Party? They got him up out of there. And he was mad.
Yeah, he was like the Speaker of the House for like what 2 months, and then he was out again.
But what faction caused that to happen?
If we're talking about the recent one, that'd be the Trump faction.
Did you see how pissed he was though? When
Oh yeah,
McCarthy, he was pissed.
oh
When
yeah, he was
yeah, that was
livid.
McCarthy. He was pissed. Now you go over here, look at the squad on the Democratic side. Look how they crushed them. You see Bernie Sanders, he was independent. He joined the Democratic Party and gave up a lot of his views. Yeah, Kevin McCarthy. Thank you, Javier Jones.
Man, I'll tell you what happened with Sanders. He joined the Democratic Party just so he can get on a mainline ticket because independents don't win presidencies. And the
Ain't no,
Democrats welcome him. They welcome him. They're like, shit, he's got all these young college kids. Now, really root for him?
but
If
they
we
made it.
sabotage him in the primary, those kids are still going to stay on our side because he's going to endorse one of ours. Now, I don't know why he didn't just up and leave again afterwards, but the
Because you
man
have
got fisted twice.
you have a two-party system, John. You have a two-party system. That's why.
Even
When it
with the
shouldn't be
two-party system,
dominated.
Sanders is never going to be president.
Yeah, but it should. But yeah, when you got two parties, that's what most people either gonna go Democrat or Republican. I don't even think when they
But
set
why
it
not
up.
go back? Why not go back to independent? Because he made his entire political career independent up until that point. Do you think any hell incumbents don't really lose in this country anymore?
Honor, we honor, we got. I'm staying on it, honor. Now cut the crap. It is about the cancel culture. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to show on both sides where they do play it. You know what I'm saying? But this one, I'm not saying like you know what I'm saying. This what I'm seeing right now. I'm just showing you this one. This is like where we really do get into the problems at. This really like when we. This is what the problem that we having now. Well, I thought he was Bernie. I mean Antonio T. I didn't know, but I'm
Let's
just
go
saying
take a
when you see the what's up, 80 Great? Thanks for tapping in. When you do, like I say, when you do see it, what Shay Allen say? Why can't political parties be broken down to their own party instead of Republicans and Democrats?
money, power, and the people who would make the laws that break them up are also the same ones that don't want to break them up.
It's a foot. Listen, to me, you just seeing a culture war that's coming on. You got the conservatives and the liberals. My big thing
Mm.
is why. You know what? This is what I want to ask you, Trevor. Why do it feel like it has to be a civil war?
Because we can't reconcile. Sin.
What is it what can't be reconciled?
All right, from my view,
Yeah.
mind you, I'm pretty moderate, right? Like I don't listen to Louder with Crowder. I don't never really listen to Charlie Kirk. they were always a little bit far out there for me. I'm more for a traditional family-based system. Anything outside of that is none of my purview. Anytime anyone wants to bring up race and culture outside of my purview, I'm going to look at the man in front of me and say I like him or dislike him based off of the character. Any other judgments aside isn't my deal, right? I am a moderate. But every time it comes to something where I disagree with one side or the other, it doesn't feel like I'm being pulled to one side. It feels like I'm being shoved to the other.
Mm-hmm.
So say, well, let's just go party one, party two, right? If party one says, I like blue, and party two says, I don't like blue. If I go, well, I happen to like blue. Blue's a very pretty color. I'm getting shoved to the other side. Usually with some insults on my back, right? Mm-hmm. Because there is no, okay, I can be this way on this topic, on this subject, on this voting criteria, and this way on another. It is, if you don't agree with me on one, then you must be on that side. Get the hell over there. And if you make that mistake in several conversations, even just private conversations with certain people, there's a reason why I don't talk politics on private talks. Unless it's with you, someone I can trust, right? Mm-hmm. But like someone I'm just bullshitting with playing video games or, setting up shit for the Twitch side, I don't talk politics. Because the second that I paint myself as not one of that tribe, I'm excluded. And I'm pretty sure most of you guys can feel the same. The second that you take a stance that they don't believe that you should take, whether you're Republican or Democrat, you are excluded. Oh, he is wrong, or she is wrong. There is no more independent thinking. You either toe that party line or you are ousted. Mm. And that'll affect your personal life. Hell, it can affect your work life. Hell, we're talking about cancel culture right now, right?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Isn't that what it's about? You don't toe that party line in a lot of these cases. Hell, I've seen several folks from groups like Facebook get fired for having the wrong political affiliation. Or we can go back to the other side, people from Fox getting fired for being Democrats or espousing Democrat views inside the office. It may not be as widespread as, say, the Jimmy Kimmel thing, but this happens in America on a small scale, every day. There is no reconciliation because the second that someone thinks that you are not with them, you are their enemy. Now, in my mind, an enemy is something to be destroyed. I might be wrong. Some people think of enemy as like, oh, this is just some dude that I don't like. No, to me, an enemy is someone I have to put down. And that's how a lot of these folks think. When I was sitting in, mind you, I got a lot of stuff from the Genesee County GOP. When Matt Smith was sitting up there and saying Democrats are the enemy, in my mind, he's sitting there saying that the Republican Party, or at least his group of it, must destroy the Democrats in the area. And I'm not down with that. I'm always willing to look and say, okay, we may not agree, but we can find something that we can agree on and work with that. Instead, it's, no, I have to make you submit with a lot of these folks.
Okay, so this is the point I was trying to see. So that's what people were willing to go to war for that. You willing, I'm just saying, not you, I'm just saying in general. Yes. They willing to go to do another civil war.
Yes.
For that. So they don't care what they got to tear up.
Mickey.
I'm just asking because
No. But let me put it in context for you, right? In the 1800s, the last Civil War, what was it about?
It was the South.
All right, let's do the textbook answer that they're going to dumb it down for our kids in high school, and then let's do so the textbook answer is slavery. The actual answer is economics and power base. And all that boiled down to was A, the North not liking slavery, and B, the North wanting to gain an economic edge over the South and using slavery as the crux for it. It was about money. Now tell me, with all the billions and literal trillions the United States generates today in its GDP per year, that people aren't willing to fight for control of that or manipulate others into fighting for them for control of that? Hell, we've heard of people getting shot for a $20 bill. What do you think people are willing to do for trillions?
But once again, and let's just say this: they willing to go do this all over again. Because let's don't act like neither side this gonna benefit the people in the middle, which I'm looking at black people. Because I'm not gonna
No.
sit up here. I'm not gonna say we not. Because I'm not gonna play that game. Like, well, okay, we're gonna fight for a civil war. Because if you go look at some of these conservative what's in there, not of them is high. Like you know what I'm saying. It's in the best interest of black folks. Let's be honest. We don't.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't have this redistricting. We wouldn't have went through all because it's still. We wouldn't have these sundown towns. It's still places. If you a billionaire black person, you still how you gonna deal with the racism part of it? How can you deal with the racism aspect of America?
Dude, I have no answer for that. If there was an actual answer for that, don't you think slavery would have been answered, and or not
No,
slavery,
I'm talking about in
racism would have been answered?
2025. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm
Don't
saying.
if there was an actual answer for it, don't you think racism would have been solved? I'm
No,
sorry,
it
like
is an
some
answer
people are going
for
to
it.
espouse some bullshit to their kids and it's going to continue down. Some people are just going to have one negative interaction with another group and have that sort of connotation toward anyone that looks like them for the rest of their lives. I don't think there is any way to actually fix it. There's ways to mitigate it, and education is one of the most important things toward it.
I see, and I like this what Mark Hudson just said. He said the Civil War was about the continuation of slavery. Period. That war was fought over a lie. People didn't even know why they were fighting, and it can't happen again. That's the thing. What I was trying to say when I was saying the other day when I was making a question, I probably didn't use the best explanation or example. No games, good morning. When I was saying like people at the top, you see the people at the bottom be the ones who sacrifices, be used as the pawns.
I mean,
You know, I
typical.
mean,
That's literally typical. When you take a look at enlistment across the United States military, all branches, tell me how many kids from six-figure families actually join the military in terms of enlistment, not going to officer. Officer is completely different, but I'm talking like from the
boots on the
basis
ground.
based fucking private, majority of the dudes catching a bullet or a shell or, end up coming home either in a pine box or without pieces of them. It's the poor folks. And you and I both know African American folks, black folks, happen to be rather the most hit by poverty. Yeah, shit, dude. Fucking a lot of the dudes I met in the military were some of the first black folks I really met when I was a kid. Remember, I grew up in a Hispanic area.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, but my hometown had like one black family. So a lot of my first interaction was with, black folks. And most of them had the exact same story. Granted, they said it a little bit different than me. Poor, was getting in trouble, was doing stupid shit, wanted to go to school, and wanted a steady income. Same dream.
But see, that's what I'm saying, and this why I say it seemed a little different, and this why I say like the rhetoric that's going on. You're not gonna be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like I get it, cancel culture been going on, but to me, it's the ones at the top that's doing the selective on the cancel culture. But when you work for these big companies, you can be canceled. That's the only thing I be trying to, you know what I'm saying? When I'm saying when the people like, oh, they fired this person. To me, Jimmy Kimmel, he should have a fan base that's follow him where he can go start it again. I'm not feeling bad for nobody
No,
that's a
no.
millionaire. Don't get it twisted. But
You
what
and
I'm
I both
saying
know
is,
exactly what's going to happen. All of his celebrity buddies are going to push his new podcast that's going to come out in a week, and he's going to continue making the same money.
Yeah, but what it
Honestly, this
is
is probably better for him because the Late Show was plummeting in views anyway.
but but it's really because of the really YouTube, this format, social media is really taking over. And you right, Miss Odie, they been Trump wanted him gone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that he just got in. Trump became president. Believe me, a Democrat getting president, some of these people that the left, as they call it,
There's
the left,
a
they're gonna start coming back. You're gonna see some people on the right gonna be taking hits. Cause believe me, I couldn't stand Bill O'Reilly.
there's
Some of the
a
rhetoric he was doing on Fox News, even with Fox News now, Fox News push a lot of propaganda.
Gutfield. He's a
Straight up.
similar similar like late night comedian, just the Republican side of it on Fox. I'm willing to bet he's going to get his ass canned next time there's a Democrat president.
He ought to be canned. Did you see some of the rhetoric he be saying?
Nope,
You should
dude.
watch some of the rhetoric he be saying. He was the
If you
main one. I'll give you an example. You remember the killing that happened in North Carolina, right? With the lady on the train
yeah,
and the black guy, yeah. He got on here because the black guy, they were saying he was, he was mentally ill. He was like, oh, I don't want to hear nothing about no mentally ill, blase, split, this and that. And remember when we was having a conversation and I told you, I said, a lot of these people,
yeah, they were saying screw mental illness with this
yeah,
guy, but with this guy, death penalty.
yeah. You see what I'm saying? That's what I was like, damn,
Um,
they changed their whole attitude.
that's why I sit there and same energy. Hey, the kid who took the shot,
Facts, Rush
he
Limbaugh, he was another rough one, but
he
you know
needs
what
to
I'm
take a
saying?
needle to the arm. Now, the gentleman in North Carolina,
Movement and
I'm
push violence
really
out here.
conflicted with because yes, it is confirmed he has schizophrenia, but he's also been in and out of the system 14 times. Like, obviously, we can't rehabilitate this man, but putting him in prison is also rather rough for something he can't control. But he can't, obviously, he can't function in society. So, what do we do?
And they have things where they put people at for that.
Mm-hmm.
They put them in
At whose
insane
cost or
asylum.
whose expense?
I
Insane
mean,
asylums aren't around, but yeah, mental hospitals.
with
But
mental health, my bad, not saying the
yeah,
same, but mental
asylums are
hospital.
gone. But yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
where
mean,
do
they have
we?
places for that where they
Where
put
do
all
we?
the other ones at.
Okay, those usually cost. And once again, like I'm not saying put him to death for it, obviously, right? Because he's
But
not in control.
but you but
Right.
you just had one
I
conservative talked about the homeless, what should happen to them.
which one?
I can't think of the one guy that was he a conservative, was a
And what was he
politician or
saying?
something, saying they should off the homeless or something. I'm not be saying it verbatim, but that rhetoric right there. Is he gonna be canceled for what he said? And I think he's trying to draw it back some now.
I mean, cancel culture really relies on the will of the people.
Kilmid, Brian Kilmid, that's the one who said that
Kilmeade?
from Fox News. Listen, Fox News been had some people that was all the way out there, like involuntary lethal injection. Wow,
Yep, he just apologized for it 2 days ago. Yeah, he should be getting fired. He probably will.
I doubt it.
We'll see.
I
But
mean,
like I said, it really does go on the will of the people.
it's who in power right now. You got to expect who in power right now. Right now, the Republicans in power, so that you know what I'm saying. It was no different when the Democrats was in power. Like my thing, I always felt like the Democrats was hamstrung by the Dixiecrats. You had Joe Manchin, a so-called Democrat, but how did he vote? Republican.
Mm.
Kristen, what was the other one out there from Arizona? You know what I'm saying? She was a dino. They was giving Biden, but Biden was a Dixiecrat. I'm just saying, when you look at fires, you saying the cancel culture. Yeah, I know he's not, because right now Trump is in power. They're not gonna sit up there and fire him. Right now, you got the president sitting up here. Look, these.
President can't protect them from lawsuits, so
Is
that's the question I'm having. Like,
you? Good
is Fox
morning,
about to get
Logan.
sued? And if they do, I'm more than willing to bet he will get fired.
Who Brian Kilmeade?
Yeah, if Fox gets sued for it, because it's the same thing as like if a Walmart employee were to fucking trash talk you or say throw a punch at you while you're at their place of work. So while he's at his place of work
You
and
know
he
that
says
ain't.
something,
Yeah, but you know that ain't the only thing he done been on there and said that was fringe.
probably not.
Yeah.
But that's just what I'm saying. People are calling for his termination, though. National Alliance to End Homelessness is putting out a whatchamacallit it right now, a petition.
Joe Manchin, okay, was a mega millionaire. That is how he voted. The irony is that he represented West Virginia, Joe Manchin. He said the poorest state, and I never understood. I didn't understand that neither. How Joe Manchin, how he voted, but it is what it is.
I remember I was excited about him and Cinema's vote. The only two Democrats I've ever written
That's what I
and
mean.
said thank you.
Wow.
I can't remember what the vote was for. Hell,
That's that's an
my dad
expression of
also
the
wrote
truth.
her. And
That's an
hell,
expression of
what's up?
What is it that the Democrat what is it that the things that the Democrat vote for that you just
A
it
lot of
just
the time, it's the financial irresponsibility. Now, don't get me wrong, Republicans aren't much better, but
okay.
not much better is still slightly better.
So do you know how much money Trump then added to the national debt?
Mm-hmm.
And you ain't mad about that?
I am.
Did you know how much Bush Jr. he
Yes.
spent? Remember when him and Kerry was going back
Remember,
and
I was
forth?
helping spend that money.
He was going from, he said, from George Washington up to Clinton. He spent, that's how much money he, remember this war right now. Remember that was when it, the 9/11, right? The Afghan
War on Terror.
War on Terror.
Yeah, the
So,
GWAT, the one that I have a little medal for that I helped spend your money. Yes, I remember it quite well.
so that's what I'm saying. So where is this? But they mad when you mad. I'm just saying Republicans mad when the Democrat do it right, but you're not mad when the Republican do it.
I didn't say I wasn't mad.
No, I'm just saying for Republicans, because all we hear is when the Democrats do it, all these fiscal when you hear this fiscal conservative, why ain't nobody mad that he done doubled? I mean, he's adding some big debt to the national debt. Like, why don't none of the Republicans be mad when he do it? Like when the Republican president add to it, why do not?
So are we talking about politicians here? Or are we talking about the folks?
The folks.
Okay. So to get that one straight, you and I are going to have to get a couple terms on the same page here. Okay. Number one, we cannot refer to the news that you see on TV as news anymore. How about we agree with what it really is? Propaganda. So Republican folks, where they're getting their news? Their news, their propaganda. Fox. How often is Fox reporting on economic terms that make him look bad?
They didn't do it. I'm not just saying Trump. They didn't do it when Bush was in office.
How often was Fox doing it with Bush?
Didn't.
It didn't. Just like CNN. How often were they reporting negative economics for Biden?
I mean,
it's a blind spot.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but you did have Fox.
Okay, but how many Democrats are going over there and watching Fox?
I mean, I was over there watching it.
You're not a Democrat.
I was.
He was.
I just stopped this year.
Yeah, there's a difference, right? Majority of the folks, when they're crossing the political spectrum to look at the quote news, the propaganda on the other side, they're going over there with heavy skepticism or looking for something to disprove. They're not looking for any information. Majority of the people, you're different. Okay. So when Democrats come over to Fox, they are looking at whatever good propaganda that they're putting out about Trump right now, and they're looking for things to disprove. But Fox right now ain't putting out anything negative on the economy. That's why majority of them aren't angry, because majority of them see a blind spot. Hell, we just heard, God, yesterday I think I got the ping from Ground News that the Fed is looking at dropping the interest rate by a quarter point. That makes him sound very good, right?
Yep, but when you go to the grocery store and when you go to the gas pump, you see a different thing. Cost of living up.
God,
I'm just saying, like,
that might be your experience up there. I've actually seen lower pump prices here.
but it would maybe down there, but not all over though. That's what I'm
Not
saying.
all over.
But that's the point that you proving my point. When you got conservative, they just want to watch one. If you just get it from one,
It's the
that's why you're
propaganda.
gonna be sided like that. That's why you can hear stuff when they say Fox News, oh, the country they got to cut welfare because of blacks. Now you see when if you only getting your news from that perspective, what you think people gonna say when they sit up there and say, when you hear them, oh, do you know and when we know it's more whites on welfare than it is blacks, but you get that propaganda put out there. That's what I'm saying. Like you have to go and go look. Don't get it twisted. Just because I was like Democrats, I still go watch to see what I want to see because you get from both sides. You just gonna get it from one and can't put it together. That's what we when it come in like propaganda. If you just getting your source from right here, and this all you gonna give it from this side right here, you don't see where.
I don't watch American news. So you can hell, every time you and I talk, you tell me something different happening across the country. I haven't heard about it because I don't care. Because the only thing I'm going to get is spoon fed propaganda from this way or propaganda from that way. And when in all reality, hardly any of it has a direct impact on my personal life. Well, let's just be honest with it, right? Like, why am I going to sit here and get all riled up over this X report here that, okay, what does that have to do with my little 5 acres? Or this Democrat did this. Okay, what the fuck do I care? That's over in Montana or over in California or over in Oregon. How is that affecting me in Northern Florida? Oh, they voted like this. Well, did it fucking pass? No, then shut the fuck up. I don't care. Or this Republican did this. Okay, that's in fucking Utah, and I really don't care what a bunch of polygamists have to say. I'll be 100% with you. 99% of the stuff that comes across a news article is just stuff designed to either piss you off or get you sympathetic toward one thing or another. And I've grown tired of it. Why am I always going to be pissed off at my fellow American? Mickey, you live up in Michigan right now. I live down here in Florida, right? You and I, vastly different lives, but I'm willing to bet you and I have the exact same goals in mind. Want to live comfortably, make enough, make sure our kids and our families is good. That's all I need to know about you.
But
So
the
why am I going to
difference,
listen to someone tell me to be angry at you?
but see the
Fuck them.
difference. But see the difference is like what you said is about the same. But yet I could mess around, be driving in the wrong neighborhood and get pulled over. See, that's where you know what I'm saying. Where we can say that, but it's not like going like that. And I get what Mr. Thomas said. He said too many people don't care about anything. That's the problem. You do have to care. Like something
I
happened
think
over here. That I give you an example. Just like what happened. If it was like that, would you think we'd be hearing what happened in Utah? It'd be a national news, such everything that's going on. If it was really like that, for like you said, you down in Florida, and what happened over in Utah would that be, you know what I'm saying? Like you said earlier, nah, keep the same energy. You know what
keep
I'm
the same
saying?
energy. I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah. That's what, but see, that's the problem. But you would care on something that's not, you know what I'm saying, that happened in Utah. You know, that's what I was telling you with the guy
Yeah.
when he came in, you know what I'm saying? He was, but this, and it do
Like I
affect
said,
you.
no, what I'm saying is I don't care what a bunch of polygamists in Utah are doing.
Yeah, I get what
Now,
you're
if something
saying.
happens to you, you're driving around the wrong neighborhood
Yeah.
and cops decide XYZ, or you happen to have to do, a long drive and you get delayed and you have to go through Howell, which is a sundown town. I'm going to care. Why? I know you. But I think a lot of problems that we've been having a lot lately is people caring too much about stuff that isn't any of their business. Now, when it comes to African Americans, right? The African American as a whole community, that is a group that What affects one person in one area affects another person in another area. Okay. Ideas travel. I'm a white guy. I'm going to live based off of what I know, based off of my experience.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens to some white dingleberry fucking trailer trash over in Nevada really doesn't affect me. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just like whatever happens to me, another white dingleberry trailer trash hillbilly, hilljack, whatever you want to call me, over here in Florida, isn't going to affect some dude over in Texas. At least some white guy over in Texas, except for maybe my brother.
Yeah, but some of the laws and the voting and things that's going on, like these laws that's being passed, like even with this can't, like far as what we saying, the censorship. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how one law go here, they can put it all the way around. So it does kind of on that fact, on that point, on voting.
In certain areas, yes. Like
You
I
know what
will
I'm
pay
saying?
attention to some gun laws over in Colorado because Colorado is a test bed for gun laws. But when it comes to something like recycling laws,
Right.
oh, Colorado just passed this huge recycling law. It's going to cost the state billions of dollars. Fuck do I care? That's Colorado's problem, not mine.
Right.
You know,
I get you. Yeah, I understand that aspect of it. Each state gonna have their own certain laws, but
it's
eventually
like
they're gonna have to have a sit down. Like we ain't gonna be. I mean, to me, this is what happened when you get people with a mission and a plan in office. Because it's like, to me, like I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just looking at it like, because I see from when that event, that tragedy happened, like how all this stuff going down right now. I'm just saying, it just amazes me.
I mean, if this had happened with Kirk 10 years ago, actually, no. Let's go a little bit further back because 10 years ago, things were still dicey. Let's go back to the 90s.
Yeah.
Do you think people would be as upset as they are now?
You know what? I don't know. To be honest with you, I think they probably would, because it ain't. You mean what? Do I think the conservatives? Because them the ones who really pissed
The
about that.
conservatives,
Hell yeah, I think, because I feel
I
like
doubt it.
I think they would, because I feel like this is one of their champions, and this is,
So let in the 90s, right, which is when I was a kid. My mom was a Democrat, my dad was a Republican. There were very few hardliners as hardline as they are today. I mean it. You could at least go to sit down with Peter Jennings and get the news and nothing but the news. You didn't have his damned opinion unless it was something earth shattering.
you know what, you know what, you may be right. 'Cause I'm looking what Mark Hutchinson said. He said no, it would have been one day, story would have been moved on. You know what, y'all, okay, I can see it on that because of technology.
Technology is
It's
one
with
thing.
social media. I mean, so the social media.
The other thing I think
Yeah, social
is
media.
years of propaganda and social engineering pushing people to constantly be pissed at each other.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
every little bump in the road happens to be Mount Everest to some people's minds.
yeah. It's social media, because you wouldn't have been able to seen it like this, like stuff that you getting to see.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how the news was? It had a short time when news became 24 hours.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And you
Yep.
could
With
see it more.
CNN.
Yeah, when they did that, and then and fires with, like I say, with, and I really believe what birth podcasting was mainstream media, how
Yeah.
they were
Because,
being controlled.
yeah. All right. Look, take, all right. Let's take Tucker Carlson,
Mm-hmm.
even now as a podcaster, but we'll
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and go with him as a host on Fox.
Mm-hmm.
And take, let's go, Rachel Maddow. We may think that there's some free thinkers that are going to say whatever the hell comes off the top of their head and that they're speaking from the heart.
Mm-hmm.
90% of the time, they have a script in front of them that they already agree with, but they're going to follow that guideline.
Yeah.
Now, as a podcaster, I still don't trust fucking Tucker Carlson. I think the man's a Russian cat's paw. I think that Putin's got his hand so far up there that they're going to find a wristwatch, all right? Don't get me wrong. I don't like Russians. I'll go ahead and openly admit that shit. But podcasters came about in terms of the news sphere because even if you happen to agree with one propaganda organizations take on things, they're not always giving you the whole story, or at least the part of the story that you wanted to hear about more. That's where
Facts.
the podcasters came from. That's why, one of the biggest, actually the biggest podcast in the world right now, Joe Rogan Experience.
Mm-hmm.
He'll hit up news and current events, but he'll also give you his direct, unfiltered view on it. And you can tell it's unfiltered because if he were on any news station, he'd be fired immediately. Hell, people tried getting him fired off of Spotify.
Thank you, Stanley Wood, for the $5 super chat. I disagree with you. Is this what we doing? I believe
Yeah,
mainstream media is propaganda.
unless you want to say that this is 810 Propaganda Network,
nah,
then I can go ahead and find you that timeout to think that.
nah, he just
I'm playing.
yeah, I
I'm
know.
playing.
It said we don't need any facts on the podcast. How you figure they don't?
In a
That's
lot of
just
ways,
I
he's right.
mean maybe
In
not
a lot of ways, he's right. Right.
on which
So,
one.
all right, let us go with once again Tucker Carlson.
Mm-hmm.
Because he puts a lot of shit out there that is verifiably untrue. Okay. The man says that NATO started the conflict in Ukraine. I'm pretty sure there wasn't a damn NATO tank anywhere in Ukraine. And so forth and so on. And he will use some whitewashed little tidbit of a fact instead of an overall whole. But when you have smaller scale, and I'm talking like less than 50,000 views podcast, the actual meat and potatoes podcasting, that's when you have people who have to have their facts straight. Because otherwise, the second that they're proven wrong or proven to be a liar
Yeah, it's gonna come out.
is the second that they lose their income. So no, I will agree that a lot of larger podcasts very easily propaganda. But when we're talking about real people, not people who are collecting millions from these sites, those are the ones I will say are not propaganda.
Yeah. No, I mean, it is, I'm not saying is this what we doing every podcast, don't, you know what I'm saying, is not like that, but you know which ones is who do be spitting some truth. Cause like every mainstream media, you can't say, listen, I'm not gonna say MSNBC is better than Fox News. I'm not gonna say CNN is better than Fox News. Cause really what we getting from people who are millionaires. Do you think they
If
gonna
not
have
higher up that
yeah,
chain.
no, I'm talking
The
about
billionaires, the
I'm talking about
billionaires are writing that script. It's just we hear it from the
no,
millionaires.
no. I was yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like the fires, the Don Limans, the what's the other guy name? That what he ain't even on there no more. The different hosts on these shows. Yeah, they getting money. They getting paid. It's nothing new. You know what I'm saying? So of course they gon' you giving me 30 million a year like Rachel Maddow making. You don't think she gonna say what they tell her to say? Go look at who
Shit.
own these news stations.
For
You know what
30
I'm saying?
million a year, if I was paid that last year, you'd hear me going all over the country trying to get
Mm,
people to vote for Kamala.
yeah, I'm just saying. Chris Como, yeah, Kumo, yeah, I'm just saying, but that's in a lot of stuff though. Is this what we doing? I get it though. I know a lot of y'all still used to the I'm not saying you, a lot of people in your generation probably still used to the you know what I'm saying, getting it from the mainstream media. This is what they tell you they got. You know what I'm saying? They just soak it up.
Well,
You know
I
what I'm
mean, all
saying?
right, let's say from the age of 33 and up,
Right,
you would grow up, go to school,
right,
come home,
right,
eat, play, eat dinner, and then every night at 10 o'clock, your
right.
parents would swap on the news. You learned
Yeah,
to trust the news. The news was your link to the outside world, right?
yeah.
But then, well, the news stopped being news and it started being how can we spin this to make a buck?
But who control it? That's the situation when you're looking at if you can
You have
control
six
your own
companies that control all main
yeah.
media in
And it should
In
never
the
been
United
no
States.
monopoly like that. It should have never been where you could control it. They say media is supposed to be news supposed to be the fourth right of the state, if I'm not mistaken. So when they can be bought off and you can be told because there's some stories they won't even let get out. You
Mm.
see the media doing such a hell of a spin game
Dude,
right now.
I don't think that there's a good way to do media, to be honest with you.
Shit,
At
tell the
least
truth.
I
That's
mean,
a good way.
tell
He
the
just
truth.
tell the
That
truth.
yes, that's perfectly true. Okay, but we leave it in the hands of a government. And mind you, I don't trust any government. I don't trust my own. I don't trust hardly anything. Hell,
Well,
the
if you answer this
little
question,
plaque
Trevor,
behind me says the duty of any patriot is to protect his people from his government. Right?
Deborah, thank you, Thompson, for the $9.99.
Of course you should know it. I
Hey,
mean, shit.
hey,
Your S5 should be feeding it down your throat. If they
listen, but
aren't, then you had a shitty S5.
hey, brother, I'm glad that you was in the army just because the army took you a half across the world, but it didn't take you because you wanted to go. They took you on their mission. You wasn't doing what you wanted to do. You was doing what they was telling you what to do. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? Don't act like you just went to them countries because you wanted to go on your own. They told you this where you
yeah.
going because we got
What
conflict over here.
there was a very beautiful saying back in the day: join the U.S. Army, see exotic places, meet exotic people, and
Right.
kill them.
If you knew that was propaganda, you should have knew when they was telling you when you was
Shit.
going to, you was being part of a
You want to know
propaganda.
what wasn't propaganda? The fact that I'm locked in a contract, they can't fire me unless I really fuck up, but I'm still catching that paycheck every month.
Thank you, Deborah, for the dollar. No.
I'll be
All right, bro.
100%.
Hey, hey, brother, it could still be in peacetime. You still was on the mission that they wanted you on there. That you wasn't on there because that was what you wanted to do.
Hell, in the
Right?
80s,
Yeah,
when
I'm
my
just
uncle
saying.
finally got
But
out of the army, he was Army, Navy, Army again. He
yeah,
finally got out in the 80s. He was in Germany. Do you think that he
yeah,
was getting all the purest communist fed news that you could get? No, he is
yeah.
still
No,
catching
I mean,
American
nah.
propaganda.
It's sometimes when I see people when they say I did, I no, you don't. I mean, I don't knock the military because I come from a military family. Old man was in there. So you know what I'm saying? I had uncles that was in the Vietnam. Well, I had one
Um,
uncle that got out of there. But see what they won't say what was really going on in that military. So that you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, the ones in Vietnam, you had some who was trying to get back
look,
home.
look. The best way to describe propaganda in the U.S. military, whether you're
Yeah.
Army, Navy, Air Force, whatever, just go watch Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah.
Seriously, that while it might be a fictional story, they
Right.
took as many elements from as hell. There was one radio broadcaster that told his story that they made the movie off of. They just changed some
Yeah.
details and added a bit more fluff, but
Yeah.
that is legit. They're not going to talk about casualty reports. They're going to try to
Facts.
make you feel like you're fighting for
Facts.
freedom.
Cause you know what happened when them people start seeing them bodies coming back home, you ain't gonna have that same support that you was having in the
Mm-mm.
beginning.
Mm-mm.
When you
I mean,
start
they
seeing your
didn't
loved
have that
ones
same
come home.
support, but you know what? The GIs didn't know. Like the GIs, the infantryman in the bush, right? All
Right.
he knew is that squad mate Freddy's dead. He didn't see the other 600 being loaded onto a cargo plane that day.
Right. Yeah.
Like
Like
he had blinders on. Oh damn, they got Freddy. Then he must have been one of 300 this month, not fucking 600 in a day.
if you if you go watch the news right now, they'll tell you a lot of them people who went to, they were sent off to certain things. Man, I just not gonna get off into it. But you know what I'm saying? Is this
Yeah.
what we doing? I respect you, brother. I respect what you
You
did.
you
You know
get
what I'm saying? But I'm
you
just
get
saying, don't
two
equate
kinds of
that
veterans.
to.
There's really two kinds of veterans, right?
Yeah,
And I group them like this: those that look back on their time as Stockholm syndrome, like I do, right?
right,
I remember a lot of the good shit, but I
right.
also know there's a lot of bad shit there, and it was probably not the best time in my life. And then you got those like, who's the drunk Santa Claus, former Eighth Ward, Griggs.
Griggs.
The military can do no wrong, man. Griggs, shut the fuck up, you draftee. Sorry, I had to drop that. It's a once a year thing.
Yeah, because he didn't sign up for it.
Man, look, I don't care if you're a draftee or not, but don't pretend like you're some war hero anyway, but don't pretend like you're some war hero, especially if you're a draftee in the back line.
Man, that's why I don't be paying
I
attention to
don't
it,
fuck with
man.
Griggs. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, no, I don't knock nothing. I just be laughing when I be saying that. Just like when you fires on street credentials. Man, I went to jail. That don't mean you was no great person. That let me know you didn't know what you was doing. You got caught. Like when they be like when people be want to brag, you ain't. I'm glad I ain't made it. That mean I knew how to move a little better. You know what I'm saying? When you done
You
got
know what?
jammed up in something, that mean
I'm gonna take something that they used to say about military, right? If you were smart, you wouldn't have joined the military. We're gonna take military and replace it with prison. If you were smart, you wouldn't have gotten caught.
facts. That's all what I be hearing that. I don't knock nobody who went in, but like I said, my big homie when he used to tell me the stories, I didn't think that was none no fun stuff to be talking about. Like, even I heard the people I heard people who got out, no, that ain't nowhere you go send you want to send nobody to. You know
Mm-mm.
what I'm saying? But I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like it might get
Make
you
the
some
best of a
discipline.
bad situation,
Yeah,
I guess. And it is a rough place, so you come out rougher. Okay,
yeah,
cool. At the same time, like, I'd just rather not go.
for sure. For shizzle. Well, Trevor, we at that. We almost hit that mark. We
Yeah,
almost
I do want to address one thing that
go
Sherry
ahead.
brought up, and
Go
it's
address.
let me go ahead and pop it up on screen for everyone. Do we think that putting prayer back in schools will help with upholding now, or is it too late? Honestly, I don't think that if that religion is ever the answer to someone's lack of morality. That starts with your parents. That doesn't start with a holy book, whether it be the Quran, the Buddhist koans, or the Christian Bible, or the Jewish Torah. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Teach your kids from that, and don't rely on the schools to teach your kids morality based on some book. Neither. Your kids need to learn it from you, and they need to hear it every goddamn day. They need to see you pick up, you know, one time, mind you, anecdotal. My dad got an extra bottle of soda from a store. We get home, we unpack our groceries. He thought he bought one bottle of Coke. We had two. He drove back up there with me in tow to give me this life lesson. Picked up a 2 liter, had them scan it, left it on the counter, and paid for it. It's that type of shit that we need to be putting out to our kids every day. So whether a politician does it or not, like she's saying here, Trump put it back into school. It don't rely on the school to raise your kids. You know, prayer is nothing but words if you don't mean it.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm glad you said it that way. I'm glad you said it because when you can see pastors and you see stuff going on, putting it back in when you can see the pastors are hypocrites now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what to me when you can see stuff that's going on, the pastors is overlooking it. You know what I'm saying? It's like to me, prayer. You can put it back in there, but what is it gonna do when you know what I'm saying? When you
When
seeing
your
your
pastors
pastors,
are sleeping around on their wives or treating their congregation like trash, when the kids go home, they see daddy, you know, fucking wasting his life in front of a bottle and mommy run away. I mean, shit. That's not teaching these kids nothing. That those words ain't doing shit for those kids.
nah, yeah, facts. But I'm just saying when you seeing a pastor going along with the get along. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, you know, I, I ain't gonna mess with that. It's just right now. I believe it's a lot of faking that people believe in God because the stuff that you seeing going on, don't none of these people believe in God. They like it's like the Matrix to me. These
Mm.
people they comfortable in what's going on. Like we can see life different. You know what I'm saying? You got some people who like think, hey, this system how it's going is real. And then I'm looking at it like, dude, do you see we still asking for this? We still we still asking for better jobs, better homes, asking to be treated fairly. And what you saying? You asking for saying you feel like how they do it, you being pushed this way if you gotta vote for this. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You seeing from something ain't working, but you got people who saying this system is working. You know,
Yeah, they're
yeah,
weird.
yeah. You got
Or
people.
bought.
Yeah, for sure. All right, family, peace. I see y'all
That
at
does us.
yeah, I see y'all at
6. It
six.
is Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. I see y'all at 6 o'clock. I shouldn't be coming on. I might come on later on in the day just to chap in strictly on going straight on YouTube. And let me tell y'all something. When you go live through YouTube, you want to see some racist rhetoric?
Yeah.
Go on
Trust me.
YouTube. Go live on YouTube, and you will see the N word with the ER on there. Peace, family.
Later.
I'll be putting them in